Hello, welcome. I'm Susan. Welcome to Dancing Water. We're here in my home office, and I am delighted to be offering a Dancing Water daily practice. Today is an Ajna practice, a self-guided practice, in which I offer some tools and things for you to go and experiment in your own life and your own applications. Today we're talking about 3 tools for tracking thought. So I don't know about you, but sometimes my thoughts feel like those running commentaries or those running lines of text that are going on a computer or a TV screen. Sometimes when I'm watching a basketball game, I can see that there's this unending stream of information that ESPN or whoever is providing, and usually I can just kind of watch the game without it. But if the game gets a little boring or if I kind of tune out, I can find myself just reading the text and lose track of what's actually happening, what I'm actually there to do, which is to watch the basketball game. My thoughts can feel the same way, that they are constantly running. We know we have between 50 and 80,000 thoughts every day, which is about 2,000 an hour. And if you think about how much that is and how much we're either not paying attention to or taking for granted, it's a great tool and a great opportunity to really look at what is going on in my mind. And is that what I want to be going on in my mind? Do I want to believe what's going on in my mind? So 3 tools for us today. The first one is a physical tool that you can use if you are on a walk or you are doing a movement practice, say a yoga or dance practice. And if you go back to the Dancing Water daily practices for Friday, May 15th, you'll see me actually use this, that the practice is that when I notice that I am distracting myself or I have been pulled into the future or in the past, I raise my little finger. It's not good or bad. It's just to notice. It's not to take it for granted. It's to say, yes, I'm doing that, and making a physical note. Which leads us to the second tool. The second tool is a meditation tool, and it's called mental noting. And this is a way of tracking thought when we are in meditation, or if we find ourselves tangled in a storm of thinking, is to say, yes, I am thinking. And that this is thinking. Thinking is not me. Thinking isn't necessarily true. Thinking is just thinking. And there's a wonderful practice on Insight Timer, which is a free app with lots of thousands of meditations. There's a wonderful one called Mental Noting by Rachel Grace is the teacher. And it's a wonderful introduction to this practice. And what she suggests, and which is what the practice that I do, is that I sometimes just say thinking, I'm thinking, gently, quietly noting as my mind does that. But it can also be more discerning. And it was very helpful to me for me to realize when I started to get, what kind of thinking am I doing? Oh, I'm planning. I'm obsessing. I'm remembering. So these kinds of discerning mental notes can help us notice the tendencies and habits of our minds and allow ourselves to create a little distance between us and the thinking. And the third practice is one that I find really helpful, especially if I'm really in a swirl of thinking, and especially if it's really upsetting me. If I feel really emotional and upset based on what I'm thinking about, journaling is one of the most powerful ways for it to get it out of my head, get it onto paper, and it gives me that distance, it gives me that space between me and the swirl that I'm caught in. Byron Katie is a wonderful teacher, and she has a process called the work. And if you go to her website, which will be in the link of this video below, you can find a whole bunch of downloadable worksheets and um, journaling sheets that take you through her particular practice, which I have found to be tremendously helpful. And at its core, what her practice does is questions the truth of your thinking and the truth of what you believe. And this allows so much freedom and so much space to be yourself and to be disentangled from the swirl of thinking. Friends, we're thinking all the time. It's not that thinking is bad. Thinking is an essential and important part of our human experience. But it's when we get caught and when we get tangled in our thinking, or when we're caught in our thinking and we don't even realize it, that we can suffer. So I hope you can use these 3 tools, using physical noting to say, I'm thinking, to use mental noting to remind yourself gently that you're thinking, and to use journaling to separate yourself, create some space, and allow yourself to really come into healthy relationship with that ticker tape underneath your screen. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share videos. It's tremendously helpful. And comment. I love hearing from you. So let me know how it goes. Have a great day. I'm so glad you were here. Mwah.